Hey guys, Coffee Cranks here with yet another video on Path of Exile, and today I wanted to give you a quick update on how it's been going with Summon Raging Spirit and my solo self-found progress so far. So it's day 5 of the league start, and honestly I've been having a blast with the league mechanic. I don't know about you, but I had so much fun doing all these upgrades and, sending my workers to do things and figuring things out a little bit. Actually, I got 2 divines, which is funny because normally I get really excited getting divines in trade, but in solo self-found, it's like, okay, I got a divine, so now what? Yeah, getting just in general 2 divines. One from the shipment that I sent with the ship. I think it was like a far away destination, and it came back with a divine orb. And another one my workers got from running a tier 2 magic map. I was really surprised that it even happened, and I think it's really unusual, and I got extremely lucky with that. So yeah, it's been really fun and I'm having a blast. When it comes to my build with Summon Raging Spirit, I gotta say one giant thing that I didn't foresee when I was planning all those things is how difficult it is to get a 6-link in solo self-found. So far, I haven't even gotten a 5-link. I think that's a little bit unlucky, so I was supposed to drop, I think by now, at least one 5-link body armor or something, and I actually haven't. So right now I'm basically running on a 4-link in, well, mostly late yellow tiers. I've done so far one red tier map and actually it was really okay. I can't say it was really terrible, but it did get a little sketchy. I felt like, like I'm getting squishier because I just don't do enough damage and don't kill things as fast. But yeah, I've been having a blast on the 4-link, and yellow tiers are not a problem whatsoever on a 4-link. And you can even do, I think, red tiers as long as you don't care too much, I guess, about dying. So I have death count at 2, and it's funny because the first time I died was in the campaign from poison. Somehow poison seems to kill me a lot these days. I don't know why, but I guess my chaos res was pretty low. And yeah, I got poisoned and I died. And the second time was really, really dumb. I basically looked away. I went to Google something in my browser, and suddenly there's like, "Urgh," and like I come back to my character lying dead on the ground from the degen. So, the stupidest thing ever. I'm sure it happened to some people, and some people will be like, what the fuck? And yeah, I get it. It's really stupid, but here we are. But all in all, the league start went better than I expected. So yeah, I can definitely recommend this build for league starter. It's a really, really solid league starter. Like, if you can run red tiers on the full link, I think not many builds can say that. And yeah, this is a really good sign, and you don't really need anything. I barely upgraded my gear after the campaign. Like, some pieces I upgraded with Chaos Res because I felt like Chaos Res is the one that's the most dangerous, so I kind of needed that. And that actually brings me to my next point about resistances. So in my POB leveling section, I recommend going for the passive point reward from the Bandit quest. And this time I actually chose to help Alira because 2 passive points are now 1 passive point. And for 1 passive point, getting plus 15 to all res seems pretty strong. I think for 2 it wasn't worth it because there are better nodes to grab on the tree for 2 points. But like for 1 point plus 15 to all res, you're just not gonna get it any other way. And I felt like it was really helpful capping my res in campaign and also once I got to maps. Because sometimes you just don't find good pieces of gear by then, and then you're struggling with resistances. But considering it's a necromancer, you get plus 30 from the ascendancy and you get plus 15 from Alira, so that's super sweet and you're not gonna struggle much with capping your resistances. And the only thing that will remain is the chaos resistance, which you can then prioritize instead of actually trying to cap your elemental resistances. So yeah, that's really nice, and I highly recommend for the campaign to go with the Alira choice, and later on, once you get really good gear, you can swap to 1 passive point. Two more things were pointed out to me by somebody who was using my leveling guide. Is number one, in Act 1, I actually didn't mention it. You're supposed to get a jade amulet, for example, because some gems will require dexterity and you won't have enough if you don't have the amulet. So I normally just do it on autopilot and I just forgot to put it in the notes. I always get jade amulet, 2 sapphire rings, and a heavy belt from Nessa, and it's very easy to buy those if you get the currency. And yeah, so jade amulet is for capping your dexterity, heavy belt is obviously for capping your strength, and sapphire rings are meant to be used for the Merveil fight. Once you kill Merveil, you can actually use other rings, but I highly recommend getting high cold resistance for that fight because it makes the fight basically a breeze instead of really struggling with it. And another thing is in Act 3, I recommend getting Still Skin together with Automation, and Still Skin is actually not available from Nessa. So when you get access to Automation, which is right after Clarissa's quest, you still don't have access to Still Skin at that point. So you have to wait until you're done with Siossa's quest to get actual Still Skin, and then you can use it together with Automation. I also included a Spectre section. So normally you use Carnage and Host Chieftains, but once you reach tier 17 maps, there are far better Spectres there. So for example, 2 Arena Masters and 1 Pale Seraphim would be a much better option. So Arena Masters give your minions increased attack and movement speed, kind of acting like frenzy charges, but give better stats. And the buff isn't consistent a little bit, that's why you want 2 of them. And a Pale Seraphim basically reduces your enemy's action speed, which is really good because it makes you super tanky. Another thing that I didn't know about was that Abyssal Depths only spawn in red tier maps, which means that you cannot really get the unique belt until then. And that's a problem because in my progression section in POB, I basically recommend going after that right away, and that's just not gonna happen because running red tiers with Abysses is gonna be a problem without getting a 6-link first. So a better way to do things would be first focusing still on Abyss and Harvest, but only getting 2 jewels from it and then crafting them with chance to poison for your minions. Then you start another tree that's going to be around 50 points right when you get access to the second tree, and then the second tree will have Expedition and Harvest. Expedition just to get better access to better gear, and using Rogue is really OP in SSF. You can have a lot of spell suppression gear and just generally really nice gear to craft. And after that, you get the 6-link by then, hopefully. And after you get the 6-link, you can come back to the first tree, add more points to it, and then at that point, you can start farming Abysses in the hopes of getting the belt. Then the third Atlas tree will be centered around breaches, but I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't really have a tree to give you. But the first 2 trees are finished, and I will provide the links in the description, so you can just use those Atlas trees. The first one is pretty much roughly 50 points, then you unlock the second tree, switch to the second tree, and then you farm your 6-link and just keep running those mechanics. So that's all for today's video, and I will definitely post more videos as time goes on, and I will update you on my league progression. And just a reminder, I stream at twitch.tv/coffeecranked, so stop by and ask me any questions about the build. And yeah, I hope you guys having a blast with the league as well, and leave your comments below and let me know what you think about the build, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
that here.
Are you sure about that placement? Ready?